guys, fernpixel here. I'm here to talk to you about a very important food product for the Specific Carbohydrate Diet. It's called dry curd cottage cheese, or sometimes you'll see it abbreviated to DCCC. And it's also known as farmer's cheese, hoop cheese, baker's cheese. It goes by a lot of names, but it really is the same thing. Now this food is very important for the Specific Carbohydrate Diet because it's one of the few sources of calcium that we can eat. As you know, we can have the 24-hour yogurt, but 24-hour yogurt takes 24 hours. But this is something that you can buy and eat straight out of the package, so for convenience, it's good to have this also. Now, it's kind of hard to find. I don't see it in a lot of grocery stores. Sometimes it's placed by the fancy like sausage and cheeses. Sometimes it's placed with the yogurt or the cream cheese or the ricotta cheese, so you have to really look out for it. The brand that I get is called Friendship, and it comes in two varieties. One is the no salt, which is this one, and the other one is with the salt included. I like getting this one because you can always add ingredients into something, but it's hard to subtract, so if there's salt added in it already, then, you know, if you're baking like cookies or something, it's going to taste salty when you don't really want it to. Kind of like how butter comes salted or unsalted. Now, the packaging usually comes in a plastic tub like this. It's very squishy. And this is, I think it's 8 ounces, 7.5 ounces, and it roughly makes to about a cup. So if you have a recipe for, I know off the top of my head, the cheesecake uses 2 cups, I would buy 2 packages. I know that there's a larger version of this, but the grocery store that I go to stopped selling that, so I have to get a bunch of these tiny ones. And these cost about anything between $2 and $3. Traditionally, this cheese is used for a lot of baking. I know it's also used in Polish pierogies. And it's not so much about the flavor, but it's more about the texture. And I'll open the package right now so I can show you what it looks like inside. It has a little pull tab in here. Sometimes it's hard to open. Okay, I have the thing peeling, and it looks like it's in some kind of wax paper on the inside. It's very moist, but it's not like juicy. So when they refer to dry curd cottage cheese, it's not like the cottage cheese that most people eat for breakfast, you know, that kind of like juicy, gooey oatmeal type consistency. It's more like, I would compare it very much to feta cheese. So that's what it looks like. I don't know if my camera is showing that, but it's kind of like moldable, and it doesn't really taste like anything. It just tastes like well, it tastes very similar to cottage cheese, but this isn't cottage cheese, so don't get that stuff. It's not allowed on the Specific Carbohydrate Diet. Although sometimes this will be placed with the cottage cheese, so just keep your eyes out for it. And I'm just being very careful about telling you which one this is because, first of all, it's hard to find, and I don't want you guys to get the wrong one, because if you get the wrong one and then you eat it, you're going to be running to the bathroom. So be very careful about picking it up. There's farmer cheese, there's dry curd cottage cheese. Make sure you don't get anything that says uncreamed cottage cheese. That doesn't count either. So remember, farmer's cheese, hoop cheese, dry curd cottage cheese, baker's cheese. You can also Google it, because I know that there's more brands than Friendship, but this is the only one that I've ever been able to find. So I'm just sticking with that because I can't find anything else. Now the reason why we're able to eat this kind of cheese is because most of the lactose in it has been removed from it. That's why it's so dry. There's no like whey or any kind of like milky liquid that's in it. You can't really tell on my camera, but the only ingredient in here is cultured pasteurized grade A low-fat milk, and there's some kind of process. I don't know how it works, but my books say that dry curd cottage cheese is allowed on the diet, so I eat it. I haven't had any problems. The cool thing about this product is that it's used in a lot of the recipes for the Specific Carbohydrate Diet. I also use it for cheesecake. I use it for a substitute for ricotta cheese in my zucchini lasagna, and it's also used in a lot of the breads. It's used for the pancakes. It's used for some of the SCD cookies, and I recently tried a new recipe. I made a strawberry mousse. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, I'm messy. Oh, that's good. You can eat it in the very beginning after you do the intro diet. So it's really nice to have for breakfast. Sometimes I just drizzle a little bit of honey on it, or I eat it with my homemade applesauce. So it's very versatile because it really doesn't taste like anything, but yeah, it makes a good base for a lot of things. I guess that's what really it is. Also, if you can't find the farmer's cheese, another thing you can do is take your 24-hour yogurt and strain it, and it'll be to a similar consistency. So I kind of use this and the drained yogurt interchangeably in a lot of the recipes because I know that this is really hard to find, and if you can't, the yogurt makes a very good substitute. So that's all I have to talk about as far as that, and yeah, happy cooking. Bye!